got bullied for literally being an African child in school. Got bullied really bad. When I came in, this was 2011. They think we talk like Kunta Kinte, that kind of vibe. So they would say, Deborah, how are you today? And I was just like, we don't talk like that. Like, I hated going to school every day. Like, I didn't look forward to going to school.
Whoa.
I remember I would stay in the toilets. Like, I would literally be hiding from people. I got bullied so bad that my mom had to go to school and like actually fight them. I had a relationship with my mom, and my mom knew me. Like, if my mood changed, I wanted to be a pediatric neurosurgeon. Ben Kasi gave me so much hope. By the time I was done with high school, I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And then I started doing makeup at the age of 16. I worked in a law firm for a couple of years. I did PPI at some point, and then I moved into software testing. I worked for about 2 years as a business analyst. Got married as a business analyst. And what I would advise your parents is be friends with your child, because you never know what they're going through until they're comfortable enough to talk to you. You wouldn't know what's going on in their life. And I think that's why a lot of like immigrants' children struggle. Don't struggle to fit in. I mean, you're unique. Just be who you are. If they don't like you, that's their problem. I could have just not put in effort in making friends, because the harder I tried, the worse it got.
What strategies or habits kind of help you to stay focused on maybe a business idea?
Just the fear of not having enough. Scares me. Being poor scares me. I want to be a millionaire, and I can't be a millionaire doing 9 to 5. I know that.
How did Kofa Juice start?
Quit my job in 2022 December. Just woke up one day and I told my husband, I want to start selling Zobo. And the guy looked at me.
How do you move from one place to the other in terms of career?
Diary of Successful Immigrants.
Hello there. Thank you so much for your support thus far on this podcast. Please continue to like, continue to subscribe, continue to comment. And also, if you're interested in sharing your story, please get across to us just by using the contact details you can see on the screen at the moment. This is Diary of Successful Immigrants, and the aim is to continue to share success story. It's not about the politics. It's about the journey to success. All right. So, do you actually know the first time I kind of met you? I'm not sure if I really met you directly. I met your husband, not really meeting actually. But the first time I noticed you guys, there was this day, I think I just came to the UK like a month or something. And a friend of mine was driving me, and then I think we're going to play football or something. Then we saw you and your husband around LS12.
Really?
Yeah, I think you guys I think your former mechanic was there.
Yes.
Yeah, so you were
In Bistin.
around that area. So what's it called? Your husband called out my friend's name. I was just like, hey. Then I was like, who is that guy? I was like, it's a baller.
Hey, go back.
It was like, it's a baller. I was like, okay. Then the next time I noticed him around, I've always been a Jaguar lover. Like before I came to the UK, one of my dream cars was like, I'm going to buy a Jaguar. Like I'm just going to buy like a very nice Jaguar and stuff. So then I saw him pull up in a red Jaguar. I was like, whoa, wow, this guy is indeed living up to that. You get it? Then not to speak much. Then the next time I saw him pull up with a Range, I was like, whoa.
Hey, God.
Who is this person? So, and then I got to meet you, then met your mom and stuff. And, while I was just preparing the list of what's it called, of the guest on this podcast. And I was speaking to somebody, I'm not going to mention the name, I've told you over and over again.
I really want to know
the person was like, you must get Debbie on your podcast. I was like, oh, okay, that you must get Debbie on your podcast. I was like, so here we are. Debbie's on the podcast. I mean,
Oh
the
my
CEO
God.
of Kofa Juice. You've also sponsored a lot of our episodes. Thank you very much.
You're
We're so
welcome.
grateful. Yeah, so walk me through it. Coming into the UK, how did it happen for you?
Honestly, I was 12
Yeah.
and my mom's been here like 4 years prior, and
Wait, so you mean your mom, like
my
you
mom came to the UK before we did.
before you did? But what I mean, for those 4 years, you didn't see her.
She came to Nigeria once,
Oh, okay.
and that was like a year before we came.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was just like, okay, obviously I was young, so I just know we went to Ikeja, we did the whole process, and we did like 2 days, the visa was out.
Oh.
And my dad was saying now, oh, you're going to the UK. In my head, I was just like, oh, I'm finally going to see my mom. I didn't process that we're actually moving, like relocating our life.
Okay.
Because my brother was still in school.
Oh.
And he was doing his WAEC at that point. So I was just like,
okay.
okay, we're going to come back home because we can't leave my brother.
Yeah.
And then we got to the UK. A month later, my mom was like, oh, you're starting school. I said, huh? I was really excited. I was like, oh, finally, like, you know, I'm in UK. I'm with my mom, my dad. And then my brother came in June.
Oh,
We
okay.
came in March, and my brother came in June after his exams.
Okay.
And high school in the UK is so different from like
The one in
Nigeria. And when I came in, this was 2011. Mind you, this is when they talk about like Africans, like they think we talk like Kunta Kinte, that kind of vibe. So they would say, Deborah, how are you today? And I was just like, we don't talk like that. Like it doesn't make sense for you to actually talk to me like that. And they will ask ridiculous questions like, oh, do you live in the hut? Do you ride the lion?
Whoa.
Yeah, like
Seriously?
it was actually that bad. And you know, they'll label you a freshie. Obviously, I'm here with my proper Nigerian babe accent. But like in Nigeria, they'll say, oh, you have a little bit of a Botsi accent.
Yeah.
So
you
like
know.
me coming from that to people saying that, oh, you sound so fresh off the boat. Like it was a massive shock. And when I was in Nigeria, I was in SS1 at 12.
Oh, okay.
I got to
Seriously?
the UK. Yeah.
SS1 at 12?
Yes.
How did you do it?
I'm a smart babe. I mean,
Whoa.
I like money and I'm smart. So I got to the UK and I had to go back to year 8. And this was the point where year 8 was rounding off.
Rounding off, like.
I was so sad because to me it was like, I went back to GSS2. Like I remember my parents doing everything. They were like, oh, she's really good. She's smart.
Yeah.
She was doing chemistry, physics, biology. And they're like, no, it's according to your age. So I started, and I mean, what we were doing in year 8 sounded like something I was doing in primary 5.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do physics, chemistry, biology until year 10. And that's like saying in SS2 coming out. I feel like the UK system kind of dumps you down if you're coming from Nigeria. Like, you know, you're on fire.
Let me actually pick you up on that. You know, one thing I've noticed with a lot of all these kids that come in is that actually they always top of their class.
Yeah.
There was this kid I met, like, I mean, he's part of the production crew, he's behind the camera. There was a time he was just like, I don't need to do anything. It's very simple.
Yeah.
I would always be like, I would always blast it
literally.
and stuff. How was it for you? Like, what?
For me, at that point, like, the racism was subtle.
Okay.
That's what I'll say. So, like, in class, they would ask, I remember this vividly. It was our maths lesson. And they were asking this question. This is me that I've done Pythagoras theorem from like GS2.
Yeah.
So they were asking a question that was like, find X or something. I didn't even need to work out. I just knew the answer. And every time I was raising up my hand, the teacher would ignore me completely.
Whoa.
Because obviously, like, what does this black African child know? And obviously, when we do assignments and stuff, I'm getting top scores. Like, I'm the only person, like, actually doing well.
Yeah.
But after a while, I just, I was just like, I don't want anyone to start
Thinking.
like, I was feeling very inferior. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to answer questions in class anymore.
I think you jumped to this case topic very fast. You know, there was a time like I was riding with your mom. I don't know where we were going to, and she mentioned something about like me paying attention to my boy and not letting him get stigmatized and all of this thing. And then she shared an experience. She was just like, if you know my daughter, there was a time she was being stigmatized in school
Yeah.
and she stopped eating at home. She
Yeah.
didn't want to go. Can you share actually that?
Oh, I got bullied really bad.
Seriously?
I got bullied for literally being an African child in school.
Whoa.
I remember I cut my hair and they'll use my hair. I had like a little afro.
Okay.
And I remember someone in class would come, science lesson, he would call me Jackson 5, singing into my hair like a microphone.
Oh,
The bullying
that's
was
so
really
bad.
bad. I remember I was trying to make friends and I would give my phone. So my mom got me the latest BlackBerry. And,
Okay.
just trying to make friends in school. I would give my phone to this girl from like 7:50 we start school to like 3 p.m. She would have my phone. She would log into Facebook, talk to people on BlackBerry and all that stuff, take pictures with her friends. Obviously, I'm here trying to make friends. So I'm always like, oh, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I think that was the days where you have a scream munch. She kind of scream munched the picture of like some group of girls from school that actually were bullying me.
Okay.
And then they found out and they were like, oh, Debbie is a stalker, blah, blah, blah. I got bullied so bad that my mom had to go to school and like actually fight them.
Yeah.
Because like, why are you bullying my child? And this is me that I've never experienced bullying.
Yeah, you know, you've been on top of your game back from where you're
and I
coming
think
from.
it's a case of, obviously, when you're in Nigeria, you know you're black, you know you're African, like everyone is pretty much the same. And then you come here, they make it so apparent that you're so different from them. They don't like you, your accent is different.
Whoa.
It was quite difficult. And I was really scared that when my little brother comes to school, it's going to be the same experience. But this boy just, it was a breeze. Like he literally flew through school.
But wait, in your class, like you didn't have any like maybe a black girl?
We had black people, but it was in my year.
Yeah.
We were probably like maybe 6 Africans,
Okay.
but they were here longer, so nobody was like new to the country like me. I was the only
Okay.
one new to the country
Yeah.
in the whole year, up until like year 10
Oh.
when some guys from South Africa came in.
Okay.
But like the other people that were here that were Africans, we had a lot of like Caribbeans and Jamaicans. And obviously then it was not cool to be African when I came in. And I remember when the band released that song Oliver Twist.
Okay.
That was when it started becoming cool to be African.
yeah.
And like people would, vibe to the
Vibe
song.
to the
So like
song.
in school, every year would pick a music they would play every day. So like on the corridors during break or like when you're going to different classes, they'll play different songs. And people say hearing Oliver Twist and they're like, oh, this, da, da, da.
Then that's when you're proud Nigerian.
I still wasn't proud to be Nigerian. Like I just never spoke about like, being from Nigeria and all that stuff.
Wow.
And the way like in Nigeria, like you can be from a small place and they'll say, oh, you're from a royal family and stuff. I was trying to explain that to someone and they just misconstrued me and like just took everything out. And they're like, oh, Debbie says she's a princess. She's on princess protection program. I was like, huh? From where to where? Like, honestly, it was really bad. I didn't enjoy high school at all. It started getting better about year 11.
So how did you get out of it? Like, who will you say helped you out of the whole thing in school? Or...
Nobody. Nobody. Like, I hated going to school every day. Like, I didn't look forward to going to school.
Whoa.
I think year 11 got better because my maths teacher, amazing woman, she would, I would just stay after school to avoid my bullies.
Okay.
I remember there were a group of like girls that tried to jump me. And I was like, you want to jump in Nigeria, babe, like me? Like she pulled my backpack and I kind of swung my backpack and I beat them, broke her glasses. They reported me to the principal and the person was like, yeah, I don't believe that we did that. Because my mom was coming to school a lot at this point that my daughter is getting bullied. I remember I would stay in the toilets. Like I would literally be hiding from people.
But
one of the people who kind of facilitated was like a main catalyst behind me getting bullied. She died like last year and I felt nothing. I was just like...
I mean, that's so sad. But like, just not to cut you off, but one thing I wanted to know is during that process, was there ever a time that you kind of rushed to anybody in the school to kind of like explain yourself?
I'd say it was mainly like the teachers, like my head of year was a black man.
Okay.
And then we had like our key stage workers. We had a couple of black people there, and like
And then-
my mom would talk to him, and they just kind of protected me in school.
Okay.
Like if they noticed that I'm down, they would, call me into like student care. Most times I would be doing my classes in student care. Like I wasn't in the main class because it was getting too much. But things started getting better in like year 10, year 11, because then everyone was preparing for GCSEs. No one really had time
to play around.
Yeah, so everyone was kind of focused. And then the people who were main bullies, of course, they were in the lower set. So we weren't really in class. The only time I would see them was like during break times. So for me, it was just like, okay, that's fine. I don't get to see you. And then obviously year 11, did our GCSEs. I was like, finally, I don't have to see you people again.
So did you go to prom?
I did go to prom. It was nice. I went with like, just one person that I really like, and we're still friends till today.
Nice.
So I went to prom with and some group of girls that I don't really talk to. But I mean, we went to prom, it was nice.
Yeah.
And after that day, I was like, I don't get to see you people. Until dates, I haven't seen a lot of them.
But what advice will you typically give to a parent that maybe the child is going through something similar somewhere around the world? It might not be in the UK. I feel the UK is going past that now, has grown past that, but maybe somewhere in the world, and they just moved in. And what would you tell maybe a parent that
for me, I think what helped was that I had a relationship with my mom, and my mom knew me. Like if my mood changed, I was able to talk to my mom. And what I would advise the parents is be friends with your child. Like honestly, be friends with your child, because you never know what they're going through until they're comfortable enough to talk to you. You wouldn't know what's going on in their life. And I think that's why a lot of like immigrants' children struggle, because I mean, like we're raised in this, Akagon kind of parenting in Nigeria. And I think things are changing as well. Like people are getting more aware about it, mental health issues and all that stuff. So I think the fact that my mom was also like a mental health nurse that helped. She noticed these things early on, and she was able to like find things to like help me. Sometimes she'll walk me to the bus stop. Sometimes she'll come to my school randomly during the day just to check on me. Yeah.
That's nice. On the flip side, what would you tell a young girl like you that is going through something like that, or a young boy like you that is going through something like that in school? Or what do you think you could have done now as a grown-up person that you could have actually like...
I think I could have just not put in effort in making friends, because the harder I tried, the worse it got. Like they just... Obviously, they knew you were desperate to fit in. I'll tell them, don't struggle to fit in. I mean, you're unique.
Yeah.
Just be who you are. If they don't like you, that's their problem. I remember high school would end. Like 5 years is a long time, but honestly, it will end. And you don't get to see these people again. So why not? Like, just be you.
You know, like as you're sharing this, my wife has said over and over again, she also schooled abroad, and then she moved, I think, when she was 12 or something. And she said she actually was literally begging to her friends.
Yeah.
So I can't comprehend, like me, I didn't even know like when I became friends with my friends. You get what I mean? But then she was like, until like for her, it was even bad. It was worse because she was the only black lady in the class. I think it was the next year that another black girl came in the same class. So she said she had to be begging that she would, like, not really begging. She had to go speak to, can we be friends and stuff like that. It's still something that I'm wrapping my head around. But I think it's a call for parents that when you are in a new environment, not just black, not just white, when you move to a new location, you should pay attention to your children. You should pay attention to what is going on in their school. Yeah. Let's leave this school thing. Let's talk about a bit of... Did you have any, like, as a young girl coming into this country, did you have any hopes or dreams, like, coming in?
I wanted to be a pediatric neurosurgeon.
Whoa.
Yes. Benkasi gave me so much hope. And to be fair, I feel like if I was in Nigeria, I probably would have done medicine.
Okay.
But
But you were smart. I mean, you were in
yeah.
SS1 at the age of 12.
But I got to this country and I mean, with school, you didn't even get to do sciences properly. To be fair, you don't do sciences properly until college when you actually pick your sciences.
Yeah.
By the time I was done with high school, I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I feel like from that point, I never really know what I wanted to do. I just know that I wanted to work for myself. That's all I knew. I didn't know how that was going to happen, but I just knew I wanted to work for myself. And then I started doing makeup at the age of 16.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like makeup business or just
makeup
doing it
business.
for yourself?
Yeah, I did makeup business up until I was like 22.
Whoa.
So I did that for a bit. And in between, like I was selling like human hair. I was making wigs. I did Mary Kay. I did Avon.
Whoa.
And I think the best part was my parents supported me through it.
Yeah. So what actually brought about this entrepreneurship mindset in you? Because I would think at 16, you're meant to kind of be focused on college and all those things. So what brought about the whole Mary Kay, women here and all this?
I don't know. I just think it's the kind of personality I have. Like, I need to be doing something.
Okay.
And I just knew I want to be a millionaire and I can't be a millionaire doing 9 to 5. I know that. So I was like, I'm good at like talking to people. I'm good at actually selling stuff. I can sell things to you. So I started with Mary Kay. I remember my dad bought the first kit for me. I think it was like £150. This was like in 2014.
Wow.
And then I did Avon on the side, started selling hair, doing makeup. And it was actually booming because there weren't a lot of makeup artists in Leeds then. I think it was like 3 of us.
Oh,
And
so you were getting wedding events almost every weekend?
I actually did my first wedding in 2015. And then after that, like subsequent brides.
Whoa.
I just knew that I wanted to make money. That was literally it for me.
So business started for you from maybe Mary Kay and stuff. Yeah. You mentioned that you want to be a millionaire, which obviously you are approaching at the moment, if not more than that. Like, I don't want to go into your financial details here. But the thing is, how did it drop in your mind? Was it just more like you saw something and you just like, I'll never be poor again?
I like good things. My parents always say I have very expensive tastes. Like even if we go to the store to buy like school shoes or like clothes or anything, I'm picking like those things in the hundreds. And my mom would say, do you want me to rob a bank? Or like, she would say things like, I think it's time for you to start working. So like, I just know like, I like good things. The only way to get good things is to actually work hard. That's literally my motivation.
Wow. Let me push the conversation forward now. You were doing makeup and your personal business, and then you were in college.
Yes.
Yeah, and then after college.
After college, I wasn't sure. I was applying for uni and I was going to do law.
Okay.
But I was never sure what kind of law I wanted to do. And to be fair, I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life. I just know that...
You wanted to be a millionaire.
Yeah. And then I applied to do law. I got into University of Law, University of Bedford, a couple of universities, and I got an apprenticeship opportunity. And, I started that and I was just like, not really. That was in law. And then I worked in a law firm for a couple of years, and it was immigration law.
Okay.
And that was really depressing. I didn't like it. And I just knew that, because when I did my research, immigration was one that will most likely give you money.
That will take you to that 1 million.
Yeah, but it was too depressing. I'm too happy to do that kind of role. It was a lot.
Okay.
And being an immigrant as well, like, seeing other immigrants go through a lot of things, like I just did not want to be in that space. And then I worked as a KYC analyst.
Okay.
I've worked with 2 of the big 5, so big 4.
What is KYC analyst?
Know your customer. So basically, when you're opening a bank account, all the questions, verifications, I was doing that.
Wait, who taught you this? Is that how you met your husband?
Yeah, maybe. Not really. I just kind of did like courses online, certifications.
Okay.
Then it was like a glorified customer service job.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
easy to get customer service. But that particular role I fell into was a KYC role.
Okay.
I did PPI at some point. PPI was a contract role.
Okay.
A lot of people were doing PPI. And then I moved into software testing. Wow. And then...
But so the way you always say that, then I moved into this, it looked more like you can just wake up today and just be like, yeah, today I want to start doing software testing. Okay, how do you move from one place to the other in terms of career? Like,
I think the people I started working with, and by the time we're all done with PPI and PPI contract was ending, the next easier role to do was software testing. And I just kind of went with the masses. Oh, all of us that did PPI and KYC, we're all moving into software testing. Me too, I moved into it. Like, the thing is, you do courses. There were people who were doing training. Yeah. So I would join that training. And then after a while being in tech, I was like, I actually quite like this. But I want something that is a little bit of, I'm the guy, like I'm the boss. Yeah, more money. Yeah. And that was business analysis. I did the training and then started the role. I worked for about 2 years as a business analyst. Got married as a business analyst. Whoa. And my husband was also doing software testing. And he was moving into automation and all that stuff. One of my business analysis role was robotics and engineering. And I really enjoyed that. But I just knew my millionaire status cannot compete with a business analyst. So I still had my makeup business on the side at this point.
That's even what I wanted to ask that. Yeah. Is it like you stopped the...
No, I never stopped. I was making like money. So my salary was savings. My makeup money was actually...
the thing that
some months I was making more money from my makeup than my salary. Yeah. Okay. So I was doing all that still on the side. And then 2022, after I got married, before I got married, I told my husband, I said, I don't want to work anymore. And the guy, to be fair, is such an amazing person. I was like, okay.
But wait, let's not get there too fast.
Yeah.
Let's not get there too fast. You did business analyst and you stayed on that for a while. Now, on this podcast, one thing I've noticed, or a trend I'm noticing from interviewing different people, is if you are in this kind of climate, you need a lot of certification.
Yes.
And I can count like 5 certifications you've talked about now. So I don't want you to come to Kofa Juice, which we're still going to talk a lot about, but what does this certification do? Like, for somebody that is just going to a new country, what do you advise in terms of doing different certifications?
I think it just gives you more knowledge into the role you're going into. Okay. And for someone like me that didn't go to uni, it was like a boost to say, you've got something to back up your experience, or you've got some sort of knowledge and like you're certified in this kind of area. That's basically what certification is.
So I wanted to pick up on that. So would you advise more like, so imagine now there's a family that's at a crossroad, and let's use UK as an example. If maybe like my children are like maybe like in their 18, 19, 20s and stuff, and I know I can't afford like the international fee at the moment. Will you say that, they can just look for a niche and the child can keep doing certifications on that niche and then get a lot of, you get what I mean? Get a lot of weighted profile and then just move into that role?
Yeah, at some point, that was like a thing that a lot of people were doing. Like, it was something you focus on, like a specific area. You do a lot of like Prince 2 certification. You do a lot of like...
Did you do Prince 2?
I did Prince 2.
Whoa.
I did business analysis. I did software testing. I mean, just have all this.
What of APMG?
I didn't.
You didn't do APMG?
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah. You know, why I'm asking that is, it's because it's important. And was there any time that you ever felt like somebody that went to school had an advantage over like your certification?
I think all the interviews I've done, all the interviews I did, like while job hunting and even getting into like senior roles, no one ever asked me for my uni certificates.
That's the most amazing thing. You know, I think I'm still job hunting while I'm recording this, but then I have something I'm doing at the moment. Every time I see most jobs, there's really not much that says a
Yeah.
lot about degrees and stuff
I think the UK job market prioritizes experience
and
over, yeah, like
certification.
practical knowledge over
Okay.
like, theory
Degrees.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think where I knew that, okay, I need to do more certifications and forget about uni was when my manager in one of the big fives that I was working with,
Yeah.
she was 21 years old and she's a
Whoa.
top manager.
Whoa.
And I was speaking with her and she said, oh, I just did certifications. I started off as a customer service assistant and then just kind of worked
Is
my
it
way
from
up.
British descent or from
She's
Asian?
mixed.
Mixed?
Yeah, she's mixed, half white, half,
Half
yeah,
Asian? Wow.
half white, half black.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she was like, she's actually a really black person. So
Whoa.
she was like, I just did a lot of certification. I refuse to go to uni because I just feel like it's a waste of money. Why am I accumulating debts when I can actually just start somewhere? And a lot of workplaces, like companies, they will actually offer you like courses, or like ask if you want to like progress.
Yeah.
And before they hire someone outside, they would have done like the job hunting like within the company.
Okay.
So your manager would put you forward for the roles, or like they'll say, oh, I think you're a good fit. And she said that was how she kind of climbed up. I mean, at 21 you were making crazy money.
Whoa.
Without having a uni
Like
degree.
you talk about like making 60s or 70s.
At that point, I'm talking about like 4 or 5 years ago. If you're making 60, 70K, that's good
that's
money.
good money.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
And
like
at 21.
21, yeah.
Whoa, if I'm
And then working with like different managers
Yeah.
and realizing that a lot of them didn't go to uni.
Oh.
It's just like, well, I started as a receptionist or I started as an assistant, and everyone is like working their way up to managerial roles.
Do you actually know that I have a very different perspective to this? Because as somebody that went to school
Academia.
over and over again, like a lot of degrees and stuff, I feel there is a plus to it, and I also
Yeah.
feel there's a very serious disadvantage to
definitely.
this thing. Please continue to like, continue to subscribe, continue to comment. And also, if you're interested in sharing your story, please get across to us just by using the contact details you can see on the screen at the moment.
Diary of Successful Immigrants.
Actually, let me draw you back. I don't want to flog this bullying thing too much, but was it like it was the white student? Because sometimes when we say things like this, it tends to be easily constructed like it's a thing of white against black and something like that.
Yeah.
Actually, which kind of race?
It was the black students.
Whoa.
But they were not Africans.
Okay.
So it was a time where if you're non-African, you're superior to Africans. That's the notion everyone had.
Okay.
And I just did not understand it because to me, we are both the same skin color. Like,
Yeah.
if a white person saw us, they wouldn't know if you're African or you're Jamaican or Caribbean. Like, you're all black to me.
That's a bit strange. I
Yeah.
feel we should do better. And maybe for somebody watching this podcast, I feel everyone should do better. The world is a good place for everybody. It's not about your color. It's not about your heritage or anything. Just be the best you can to the next person beside you. Now, let's come back to this what's it called? Those things you were doing, software testing and all sort and all those things. And, we're talking about certification and stuff. And like I said, you were just saying it off camera that there's this person that will watch it now and just be like, you must go to school again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of feel that the approach towards having a degree in this country is not the best. Maybe it's because I'm so much a degree person, and I've also lived in Asia. I would say I lived in China at some point. And let me tell you the funny thing. Some entry-level jobs in China, you need a master's degree.
No way.
I'm telling you. So
So you're forced to go to school.
yeah, no, that's a given. Like You can't. So when
Wow.
you stop at first degree, sometimes it's for some,
Limits
it
you.
looks like you are actually, is either you're extremely brilliant and you're going to work at somewhere, or you are going into business. So if
Wow.
somebody wanted to do like this makeup and all those things, they'll stop at first degree. But like I
Wow.
used to work in an electrical lab, and most of our students, they do masters, and after doing that master, I mean, they do first degree 4 years, masters for 3 years.
What?
And after that 3 years, do you know what happens? When they get employed in an electrical company and stuff, they go for training for like 6 to 8 months.
No way.
Yeah, before they are now deployed out there. And maybe that's one of the reasons that they do some of the crazy things they do. But let's let everybody keep their
Wow.
opinion about this degree thing and stuff. But now, how did Kofa Juice start for you?
Like I said, I quit my job in 2022, December 31st.
Wow.
I resigned. I said, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. But prior to that summer, I just woke up one day and I told my husband, I want to start selling Zobo. And the guy looked at me. He said, anything food and drinks related business, my hand is not there. You're on your own. And I was like, you're supposed to, there's nothing you can do about it. And then I got pregnant. I couldn't do Zobo because I can't have Zobo when I'm pregnant. And I was doing a lot of trial and error. 6 weeks postpartum, my body just was not. I said I have to start this business. Nobody can start this business before me.
Wow.
And I started. I remember the first time we sold, we didn't even have like labels or like stickers on it.
Yeah.
And I just sold to like my friends, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! This is nice." But when I was starting the business, on like makeup and hair and all that stuff, with makeup, it's a trend. You follow the trend.
Yeah.
But with this business, I've had to actually study. So like study about like the species of leaves, how to sweeten. And before I go on, what I wanted the brand to be was no sugar. Like we don't use refined sugar. We use sugars from like dates, pineapples, apples.
Oh, okay.
So it's...
So you don't even use sweetener?
No, we don't.
Wow.
We use just fruits.
Okay.
And I didn't realize how much mathematics. I mean, if you go to school and you say, "Oh, I'll never use maths in my life," it's a lie. You use maths because I've had to do a lot of calculations, like for recipes, weighing like one cannot be more than the other. I didn't think about all these things. For me, it was just like Zobo, add fruits, and that's it. But like with time, I realized that when we first started, the taste we had last week is not the taste we had today.
Okay.
And I had to sit down and actually write down the measurements and get consistent recipe. But because we use fruits, also sourcing like vendors for like, the fruits at a cheaper rate. So at least when we sell to the market, it's not too expensive. There are a lot of technicalities that I did not think about. I'm so grateful for my husband because he's the one that ended up sitting me there and saying, you have to find solution to this, your inconsistent taste.
Whoa.
So we started that, and then he said, why don't you brand like your bottles rather than using stickers, like stand out. A lot of like the ideas for the business expansion came from him.
Actually, wait, before we go to the business expansion, what was the thing that made you want to continue? Because it's easy for people to brand you like Auntie Onizobo.
Yeah. I actually got that a lot.
You get and so what kind of created that thick skin, coming from a perspective of somebody that wants to make $1 million and was like, and how did you see 1 million, like millions of pounds in Zobo? Like, how did you say it? It's actually very novel. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a very strong believer in God. Like, God is the center of everything for me. And I keep telling people that this business idea was an inspiration from God. Because prior to this, I don't drink Zobo. The last time I had Zobo was in Nigeria.
Oh, okay. So
it wasn't something that I was crazy about. And I remember I just woke up one day and I said, yeah, Zobo, I'm going to start selling. And my husband just looked at me like, and he said, I knew he was going to support me. But the goal was for us to, you've been doing makeup and then like the goal was to have my own studio, like even have like a big studio, hire people to work. And I can make my millions from that. Like, if you want to book me as the head makeup artist, you have to pay good money. That was the goal. So, like, me moving from that to Zobo was a very massive this thing for him.
So were there setbacks that tested your resolve at the beginning?
Yeah, the pricing. A few people complained about the pricing and then marketing it to people. So we started off marketing it to like African stores, and the kind of insults we've taken, and people will say, "Is it not Zobo? What's in Zobo?" And like, I'm here now trying to market that there's no added sugar, and there are a couple of people. For me, it was very important because I've just had a baby then, and I really believed I would be one of those mom, no sugar.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted my child to be able to have something that I know what's the content, healthy, but at the same time refreshing. And then I had a couple of people who were close to me who were diabetic and hypertensive. So if you've got high blood pressure, Zobo does bring that down.
Okay.
And then with diabetes as well, like using fruits, like if I poured sugar in it, I know that will spike their sugar levels.
Okay.
So I wanted like everyone around me to be able to have a taste of what I'm selling. Like it wouldn't make sense if they are not able to drink it because of health issues and all that stuff. So for me, I was very particular about it. And like I said, God gave me this business idea and I had to run with it.
Yeah. How did you break into the market? Like, so I remember like the Zobo thing, the first time I bought from you, let's talk about how you broke into the market before I talk about your branding. Because for me, I think your branding went from 0 to like 500 within like 3-6 months.
Yeah.
Did you remember the time I ordered like, is it
5 pouches?
Five pouches, and I think I ordered 1 or 2. I think it was 2.
The 5-liter pouches.
Yeah, it was 2 that I ordered, and it just came and you just handed it. And then the next time I just saw, boom.
Yeah.
Like everything has changed. I was just like, whoa, this is serious business. So first of all, let's go on the first side. Like, how did you break into the market finally, especially?
I think we sat down and realized like this is no longer as like what was the goal?
Okay.
Do we just want to market to like the African community, or do we see ourselves like on the level with like Coca-Cola and Pepsi?
Yeah.
If that's the goal, we cannot remain with this branding, like our old branding. We can't remain the way we are. And then last year we did a lot of background work. We have a lab that tests our products every month. So we produce once a month. So like every batch we produce, we send it off
to the lab
for them to test and make sure like the caloric information is still accurate.
Okay.
Even though the recipe, because obviously we use fruits and dates, and depending on the season, the fruit can either be sweet or sour. So obviously when you're increasing the volume of fruits, the calorie increases and all that stuff. So finding a balance and all that stuff. So the main thing for us was like, where do we see ourselves in the next 5 years? Like we want Zobo. For a lot of Nigerians, Zobo is what they pour inside, nylon. Like we want it to be something that you see in Asda, you'll be like, oh, this is our Zobo, I want to try it.
Yeah.
And branding, because, you feed your eyes with a lot of things. Like when you see it, you're like, oh, this looks nice. Yeah. Let me try it. Yeah. There are a lot of drinks that I've tried just because the packaging looks nice. Even though sometimes some of them don't taste nice. I mean, what you see is what you buy. And that was the goal for us. We're like, we don't just want to, we want to market it to people outside of Africa. We want to market it to the Asians, to the whites, to everywhere. So, everyone needs to try it.
Actually, how did you pick the price? Because this is £3.50, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you actually decide the price point?
We went by our cost price.
Okay.
So cost price, we do it down to even electricity, water, the fruits, everything. So by the time we calculated our cost, and we do our bottles.
Oh yeah.
As you can see, it's all printed on. Yeah. It's not like stickers, which would take more man-hour. The cost of doing that alone is a lot. So we just kind of took that and also went into stores, did market survey, because this is classed as a healthy drink. Like it won't be classed as one of those fizzy drinks.
fizzy
So like
drinks.
when you look at the price point for like healthy drinks, they're never cheap. Knowing the kind of goodness that is in it. So that was what we went by. And 350 was like the average price for it.
And what were they kind of like, how were you able to stick to this specific price? Because I'm sure you would have gotten some pushbacks like, it's too much or it's too small, you get what I mean? How, like, what kept your resolve in that state of like, when we're just going to stay here?
Yeah, we know the quality of fruits we use, and we use organic fruits, so organic fruits are not cheap.
Whoa.
And we know if we were to reduce the price, we'll be making a loss. However, for people who are now retailers or like wholesalers, obviously they buy at a slightly cheaper price, but the thing is they're still able to make profit on it. So like for everyone, £3.50 is a price where everyone can make profit. And not feel like they're at a loss. Especially for us, like you as a manufacturer, it's so easy for you to run into loss. A distributor wouldn't go into loss, but a manufacturer will go into loss. And that was like the price point that we know that, okay, we're making enough profits, but at the same time, it's affordable for people. When we started, a lot of people said, yeah, it's too expensive, this, that. But we knew what we were producing. We know the quality of what we're putting out. And obviously the amount of time, knowledge, and like, studying that's gone into this.
Research, This episode is proudly sponsored by Kofa Juice. Rooted in culture, brewed in honor.
Diary of Successful Immigrants.
Now, I'm sure at least, I know you guys are in Manchester, you're supplying to Manchester, you're all over Leeds. How many cities actually are you supplying to? I know you're also in Scotland already.
Yes, we're in Glasgow, we're in Wales.
Whoa.
Pretty much Yorkshire.
Okay.
At this point, I can't count, but I know we supply to over 40 stores and restaurants. Across the UK.
What about, like, have you started testing out the big brands like the Asda, the Aldi, the Lidl?
Not yet. It's in the pipeline, but the direction the business is going. So if we're to take this to like Asda or Tesco, they'll put it in the world food aisle. And we don't want that. We want it to be in the drinks aisle. So because it's a wellness drink as well, we're looking at places like Holland and Barrett, Marks and Spencer's, Waitrose. Those are like the kind of places we see our brand being in. We don't just want them to chuck it in the world food aisle, because that's where they put a lot of African-owned brands, and that's not the vision. So we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that we're actually in the main aisles.
Since this is a healthy drink, have you thought about maybe taking it to gyms?
Yeah, we're actually working on that. We're working on influencers like Elf. We actually have worked with an Elf influencer for this, and we've had like a few people, coming for it. So we're working. There's a lot of work being done in the background.
It's in the process. One of the reasons why I also kind of brought you in here is actually this podcast is not just about like maybe it's everything, it's ready. You get, it's the journey. And your story has been quite fascinating, from that schoolgirl that everybody was technically bullying to like becoming like data analyst, a lot of things and all those things. Now, then to starting your own business, starting your own brand. And I know like, I don't want to mention the car you're driving, but I know you're really doing well. Like seriously, like you won't, nobody would drive your car if they're not doing well. But how do you intend to make your 1 million or to make your millions? Not
Kofa will be in the faces of every single person. Like you would see the brand, and you just know, you see our products. And and that's how I'm going to make my millions.
No problem.
You people will buy Kofa. You use it for your weddings, your
Yeah.
birthdays, your christenings, every single event you have. Kofa will be there.
All right, we're going to round off this episode with some quick fire questions.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the things we do on this episode, I'll just let you know, is I actually don't share questions with our guests. I just kind of make it very conversational. And, nowadays it's easier with AI to get the right answers and stuff. But I want people to tell you the real experience, not something cooked up. So the first question is, was there someone who believed in you before you believed in yourself?
My parents.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, they believed in you about business before you?
Yes. My parents just believed that everything business I lay my hands on is just successful.
Whoa.
I mean, with Mary Kay, they made their money back within few months.
Oh, okay.
So, like, my parents just knew.
So is it like when they invest in your business, you pay back?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
I
that
pay them back so that they know that next time when I ask you for more, you'll be able to drop goods.
Oh, I love that
Yeah.
actually. It's not like we've invested, we've just given it to you, go and do your thing. It also
I
gives
feel
a
like it
sense
gives
of responsibility.
accountability, yeah. Because then I know that, okay, their money cannot go to waste.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that I've done businesses that were not successful, but we'll not talk about them. I've done a few that were not successful.
No, tell us. Just tell us one.
I mean, the human hair business was
A disaster.
in the sense that I was spending the money and using the hair for myself. And yeah, like that wasn't profitable for me or like for anyone who invested in it.
All right.
Also, my husband is someone who believes so much in me. It just, if I wake up today and tell him that, oh, I want to build a gym, he'll probably be like, okay. He says I have the craziest ideas.
Oh, okay. And then it's up to it.
Yeah.
Let me go to the next question. What strategies or habits kind of help you to stay focused on maybe a business idea? What are the kind of strategies that you use to stay focused every time you start a business or you're starting a business?
It will sound funny, but I just want to be I refuse to be broke. Being poor scares me. Like being poor scares me.
Wow. So your motivation is just like
yeah, I refuse to be poor.
Whoa.
That's my motivation.
That I kind of have this mindset that I don't want to be poor. And I do a lot of things, like a lot of different stuff. And sometimes maybe the Christian part of me will be like, hope this is not covetousness now. Hope this is not.
I know. It's not.
Just encourage me.
At this point, you have to encourage yourself and say, I refuse to be poor.
Oh.
I think there's a audio by Pastor Yedepo or something that says, I refuse to be poor. Yes, that's my motto. I refuse to be poor.
I'll never be poor again. I think it's by Pastor Chris.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that audio, I say, yes, this is for me. I think just the fear of not having enough scares me that I just want to work hard.
And it keeps you motivated.
Yeah, it keeps me motivated. And obviously now that I have children, I don't want them to suffer. So that's like a big motivation.
Yeah, picking on that, what does greatness means to you now, and how do you measure it?
No, greatness to me is not like money. It's like the people around me, my family, love, and obviously God. That's like greatness to me. I feel like you can have all these things and feel complete. And even when you have money, a lot of people don't feel complete with money. For me, take money out of it, I'll still feel, I'll feel complete.
So
money is
greatness
additional.
Is family.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very, very unique perspective that I've never heard. Greatness is family, is love. I still have a couple of more questions. What legacy are you building for the future? Kofa Juice.
Kofa Juice, that's it. Like, literally, my head is just Kofa Juice. Like I said, it's going to be everywhere. In the 7 continents, you see Kofa Juice.
Whoa.
Coca-Cola can do it. I can. There's nothing stopping me.
And as you're saying it now, it just came to my mind that somebody will watch this in like 20 years now and just say, she actually said it.
Yes.
Wow, that's good. The last question, which I kind of always use maybe most times as the last, is if your story were a headline, like we want to put it as a headline in The Sun or BBC News and stuff, what will it say? Like, what would it be? I have something in mind, but I'll not confuse you.
What would I say? Can't be from Lagos. I didn't grow up in Lagos. I don't know. It can't be riches. It can't be rags to riches because it was never rags.
It was never rags.
I'm not a nipple baby, but I don't know. But it's going to be something like maybe our punchline, which is like rooted in culture, brewed with honor.
Okay.
Premium. So I don't know, something
I mean,
along those lines.
from what you
What
have
were you
shared,
thinking?
I was thinking like you have said the journey to my millions.
That's a good one.
The
BBC Vogue, if you're hearing, that's it.
The journey to my millions, you
Yeah.
get it, and then it's
That's
kind
actually
of
true.
yeah, because I think that has kind of been a consistent what's it called rhetoric across your story. Yeah. The last thing you're going to do for us, once again, thank you very much for sponsoring some of our episodes. And guys, this is Kofa Juice. Please get it at the closest, what's it called? At the closest store to you. If you also want, you see on the scroll bar some of the details. You can be a supplier. You can be a distributor, and you can also have it even just in your homes. Trust me, I've tasted it. In fact, before this podcast, it was what I was using to get energy. Yeah, and it's so lovely. Yeah. Just to round off this podcast, can you look into the camera and just tell that young girl or somebody that it's on their way to millions also like you?
Yeah.
Just encourage and motivate somebody like you. Maybe somebody wants to be a millionaire and currently they still don't have £1,000 in their account.
I'll say be you, be original, and stay grounded. There'll be a lot of challenges, but I mean, the goal, like my goal is to be a millionaire. That's why I just see myself there. And I can't be a millionaire if I'm slacking or like I'm allowing things that are going on currently to weigh me down. So be you and be grounded.
All right. Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you for having
don't worry.
me.
What I'm going to try to do is I don't make promises. I don't want to be making too many promises on this podcast, but hopefully in the future, we're still going to invite you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe in 5 years down the line and stuff,
Definitely.
we're going to have you again, and
Probably
then
be
you're
a
going to.
millionaire by then.
You must be.
Definitely.
The way you are saying it, you would be. All right. Thank you very much, guys. This is Diary of Successful Immigrants. See you on the next episode. Bye.